Hello, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Wayne Sadowski, the JROTC instructor at Valley Junior Senior High School. I want to try to do some analysis of student engagement in a remote learning environment, trying to figure out where some of the issues lie, and then move on to the now what. What do you do with those issues, and how do you address it? So let's establish the facts, see where we're at. We've narrowed in on my third period Let 1 class, mostly all ninth graders. I do have a first period Let 1 class as well, the Leadership Education Training Level 1, the first year students in JROTC. So you look at quarter one, lots of good grades for the most part. Only one person slightly below a B, and that was due to some other issues. That student actually is, well, won't get into that, but will be returning shortly, hopefully. But everyone else doing real well. Very end of the grading period, we had to move completely to remote learning, and have been there ever since. It's now December 9th, and this happened back before Thanksgiving. So if you look at the grades currently, our highest grade is not much more than what our lowest grade was first quarter. And again, I am directing this towards the third period class being separate from first period, where my lowest grade in that first period class is still 71, and the highest is 115%. So there is a difference between class periods for, I'm sure, a host of reasons. I have tried to impersonalize the information, get rid of the names, but you do see there's lots of challenges. The F's for the face-to-face, O for the online, but then all the other stuff has to do with other things that we have to be aware of as teachers. Okay. For a lot of my classes, when I have different sections, I'll do a recording through the same method I'm doing right now with OBS Studio, and then put it on YouTube. Allows me a little more flexibility getting it between classes, and gives me some other analytics, which, as you see here, for just this week alone, we did the Cadet Challenge diagnostic test on Monday, on the 7th. So it did a short little video just going back over things and give them expectations for how to get the results to me over the next week and a half. So there should have been over 35 kids should have seen it. Only 5 have actually viewed this. Then we get to the Let 1 class in particular. Between the two sections should be 18 students viewing that and showing only 5. And keep in mind, usually 1 or 2 of those views is actually me doing a test run to make sure that it recorded correctly. Okay, now you start getting into the details. If you look over here on the left side of your screen, you see the Cadet Challenge video that I made. It was 7 minutes 48 seconds long in entirety. However, average view duration is 4 minutes 41 seconds. Typical, most of them are actually less than that. Keep in mind, one of those was mine, where it's probably only a few minutes spot checking here and there. However, at less than 3 minute typical view time, that's still almost 2 minutes more than usual, which means they're clicking on the video, letting it start, and then either quickly losing interest or simply just checking the block to make it look like they've done something they really haven't. Okay, what does it look like for the class period? This is a view from Teams using the Insights app that gives us a certain amount of information. On the days with the red, the pink, those are days that we had class. I invited them to class but got no response. The blue means they were invited, and if it's very short, means they declined class. They did not. They opted out. The longer time spent shows that they are actually online for discussion. So you see some of these are a little bit longer. A little block of time shows that. We're going to zoom in on December 2nd. Look at what we did that day, and I got some specific things we're going to address with this particular student. One other note, though, that this is only when they're physically virtually in this specific class. December 3rd, we had a whole bunch of chat communication going on, and none of that is reflected because I had a pre-recorded class. So I do know I actually got a fair amount of involvement that particular day from folks there. So just observation that the Insights does not record any chat activity, things like that. As we were getting ready for the Sergeant Pelissari funeral on December 4th, we assisted with in town. Anyway, okay, let's get back to December 2nd, zoom in a little closer. You can see folks were invited, some declined because they obviously weren't on very long. Those that did engage, it shows 2 students, doesn't show the others down below, but it shows that they did engage for the few minutes of discussion. Again, it was a 7-minute video or interactive class piece where I introduced the other things that's part of the assignment for that day and the next day. So that was going there. We can drill down, look at additional details. So if you look down here at this particular student, he refused to join for the discussion, but he did finally go through, and on December 2nd decided to knock out all things from before before Thanksgiving, or in this case doing a current event that's not actually due till December 18th. Here, it shows that he was on there, downloaded it. Then this small blip here shows he actually submitted it. And over here he did all those things from before the holiday. One concern, the quiz here, the self-awareness quiz, was actually due on the 20th of November. So if you did actually watch any of the class materials or participate in any of that, it was a week and a half, almost 2 weeks earlier. So unfortunately, that reflected in the grade. 60% actually, probably a little better than what I would have expected. But again, at least they got it done. And here's the deal, though, is that the student is knocking out 2 weeks of work, getting it all done here in looks like about 20 minutes. So what's the quality of work? Where's the real learning taking place? And it's probably not. Okay. Again, within the teams, we can then go to assignments, look at what's turned in, what's not. Here's all the overdue assignments. Again, that current event's not due till December 18th. The student we showed earlier is the one who actually has it turned in advance, but some of the other things are missing. Again, he turned that in on December 2nd, something that was due November 20th. One other note here is that I do show 8 return, because I did have a student that even though she never did reply to or respond to the quiz, the assignment here, I got a verbal, and because of some learning disabilities and some other challenges, we were able to talk through this, and she was able to validate that she did in fact participate in physical fitness and was able to vocalize what she did. So I was able to give her credit in Skyward. Okay, here's what the post looked like, what the classroom looks like for today. Has, again, the YouTube, the video that I produced, and gave some instructions in it. Goes through a few things there. Today we're going through the thinking and learning, so the same questions I'm trying to deal with right now in looking at the effects of remote learning, the what, so what, and now what. What we're doing right here is going through the facts, what evidence or proof is there, so what, what do the facts mean, what conclusions can I draw, what else do I need to know, and then now what, what can I do with the information now that I have the facts. That's what I'm wrestling with right now. Are there other, how do I link it, what other facts do I need to know? So that's what we're doing. Okay. Under the Files tab, again, the video references this, and my instructions, written instructions, do this, because again, we're trying to provide as many options as possible for the different types of learners, visual learners, auditory learners, and kinesthetic to a point, although with virtual, there are some challenges there, but we do the best we can. So in this case, what I did is created a folder for the lesson, the specific lesson, Unit 1, Chapter 2, Lesson 4, Thinking and Learning, gave the dates that we're actually working on this lesson. That all goes under the Files tab, and then within that, when you click on that, you'll see all these items. A shortened or condensed version of the PowerPoint presentation. I do have the exercises there, although exercise 1 we totally address in the video if they choose to watch the video. Learning preferences inventory, exercise 2, that was their homework tonight, and that'll help facilitate discussion tomorrow, and we'll be going through. They'll be able to use these tools, the exercise, to visualize, but they won't have to do as much as long as they're able to engage tomorrow. Also, it has videos down below, so if they need to go back and review what are the learning styles, what are the multiple intelligences, there's some very brief videos that are posted on that page as well. So again, we're providing lots of options, lots of materials to help them. The hope, however, is not to overwhelm them by giving too many options. But again, if they watch the initial video and follow the instructions, and I usually start each day in a separate chat area for each class that goes over announcements and basic instructions. So again, we're trying to engage different methods. Intent here overall is to have some sense of routine, some sense of normalcy. Still trying to maintain that even in a remote learning environment. I know for my classes it starts with physical fitness on Monday, a drill and ceremony or some modification on Tuesdays, and then academics are the general focus Wednesday and Thursday with a quiz from that lesson, unless it's a 2-week lesson, and we'll get it spread over sometimes the Wednesdays and Thursdays, going over a 2-week period. And then throw in current events or leadership lab activities is the other thing we try to get done on Thursdays. So, again, dealing with remote learning, trying to find ways to engage students, trying to figure out how to help them through all this. And but again, the whole intent of this short video is just to let you know what some of the challenges are, let you see some of what we see as teachers, how we're able to analyze and get feedback other than the direct feedback from phone calls, emails, chat room discussions, and the live broadcasted classes. So hope that does something for you. The other impact of the full-time remote learning is on our co-curricular activities. We do have an air rifle competition today, but we're limited to 5 students inside the auxiliary gym wearing masks the entire time. Today we'll be competing against Connellsville. Last night we did the J-Lab, the leadership portion of it, so I was able to get 4 students online. Again, we instead of having multiple teams, we can only do 1, and but we were able to compete regionally in a J-Lab competition. The STEM, we do hope to start robotics up whenever we get back in session, but I cannot send the robots home with kids independently right now. It's too expensive, and it's supposed to be a team building project. And just having seen the rooms of some of the students from some of the live videos, yeah, we're not sending robots home. For the drill competition, Raiders, and our Cadet Leadership Challenge, those are very much team-based events, and right now I don't know that we can do them. There's too many challenges, too many safety risks, so until situations change, I plan on not doing that, at least not full engagement. The Cadet Leadership Challenge is our summer camp, Camp Odyssey, over in Somerset County, and as of right now, that is on hold. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully something will change. All right, if you have any questions, please give me a call at the classroom, 337-4536, extension 1160, or the email, wsodowsky@nkasd.com. Looking for some feedback and looking for some ideas to help analyze and come up with solutions for how to improve this. I hope this helps. Thank you.